Claressa Shields, the GWOAT, comes to the defense of Shakur Stevenson. Let's talk about it in this video. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, turn on your notifications. Don't forget to catch me live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Or you can also catch me live every Sunday morning with the Singing OG KQKC Boxing Network, Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Central Time. And please join the channel as a member. Drop super chats and super thanks when you come by the live streams and the videos that I do. Or if you want to debate, you can hit me up, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com is my email. Or please also just come by the channel when I'm live and hit the link and we can get it cracking. Anybody in boxing, any fighter, any promoter, if you want it, we can get it. Any troll, any content creator, I'm open for business, bro. But let's get to this video. So there's an article on Boxing Scene where Emanuel Navarrette's promoter says they ain't looking to fight Shakur, and they weren't trying to fight Shakur because, I quote, Shakur Stevenson is as boring as going to Mass at 3 p.m. For those of y'all that don't know what Mass is, because I don't want to assume anything, that's Catholic church service, man. It's Catholic church service. So he's saying that Shakur Stevenson more boring than Catholic church service, man. Claressa Shields caught wind of this and she say, damn. And I'm paraphrasing. Y'all can go to her Twitter because you know she gonna stand on her opinion. Right, wrong, or indifferent. She gonna stand on what she think. But she goes to her Twitter and she quotes it or whatever. She says, so I guess this the new way for people to duck. You call a fighter boring. And then she gets into a back and forth with a fan. The fan says he should rematch Edwin then and prove that, you know, that was a one-off and be more entertaining. Claressa says you got to be stupid or something. He clearly outboxed Edwin De Los Santos, and it's Edwin's job to know how to cut off the ring and such and all that shit. So she taking up for Shakur. Let me start by saying this, bro. Emanuel Navarrete ducking him, bro. His promoter ducking him. They don't want no smoke. Shakur Stevenson is definitely a tough-ass matchup for Emanuel Navarrete. 100%. 100% it's a duck. So I do not disagree at all. But this idea that we're going to put the blame on Edwin De Los Santos, this idea that Shakur doesn't have a responsibility to be more entertaining, he does. 100%. He said he wants to be a superstar. If he said, I just want to be a world champion, I just want to win, I'm just going to win by any means necessary, then cool, no problem. But when you talk how he talk, when you constantly bloviate about how special you are, how different you are, how you the best of your class, how you the best fighter in the world, what you did against Edwin De Los Santos and Jeremiah Nakatila was not best in the world shit. And I understand he was dealing with a shoulder, he was dealing with a finger and shit. Totally understand that. But you still could have, whatever hand you could throw. Because the finger was on your right hand and I believe the shoulder was your left shoulder. Maybe your shoulder was fucked up, you couldn't throw. But your finger, you could throw that right hand. I should have seen more jabs, more hooks, more right uppercuts, more something. More using your footwork to get in, get that right hand off and get back out, bro. You didn't do none of that. So this idea that it's Edwin's fault for Shakur's performance, nah, bro. Edwin ain't gonna be the one to get criticism because he ain't the one people praise as this generational talent. He's not the one that people look at, endorsed by Andre Ward, endorsed by Terrence Crawford. That is Shakur Stevenson that's looked at that way. So yes, he has a responsibility to entertain because he wants people to pay for his fights. He wants to be a pay-per-view superstar. Unless he's lowered his aspirations, then 100% he deserves criticism. And calling a fighter boring, at the end of the day, this is a business, bro. Boxing is struggling enough. Boxing don't need matches that put people to sleep, bro. Boxing don't need its biggest fights to be its most boring fights. And right now, the stigma is if you put Shakur Stevenson as the main event on your card, your undercard fights are going to be more entertaining. That's the stigma with him. And Claressa Shields should understand this. Ain't nobody asking for Shakur Stevenson to play Rock'em Sock'em Robots. We want him to let his nuts hang, man. We want him to stand 10 toes down. Now, I'll give you a perfect example of this to the GWOAT. I'll give her a perfect example. She didn't play Rock'em Sock'em Robots against Savannah Marshall. She stood on business, though. Oh, you supposed to be the big power puncher? Oh, you supposed to be the one they say can knock me out. You supposed to be bigger than me? I'm going to stand in the pocket. I'm going to swim without getting wet. I'm going to make you miss and make you pay all night long. And she did that shit in the UK. And bullied Savannah Marshall at certain points in that fight. Made it clear that she was landing and Savannah Marshall couldn't touch her, bro. At the end of the day, even though Claressa Shields can't punch her way out of a wet paper bag, bro, she stood on business. And she beat that girl up. And she showed, yeah, it really is levels to this. I'm not changing the way that I fight just because they say you are who you are. You're going to have to show me. That's the difference. That's the difference between what she did and what Shakur Stevenson has done. And if you want to take away Edwin De Los Santos, he did the same thing against Oscar Valdez. He did the same thing against Jeremiah Nakathila. Against Oscar Valdez, Shakur was on his lateral movement shit the whole fight. Very weary of that left hook. And he had opportunities to just sit there, make him miss and make him pay and do him dirty, bro. He could have did Oscar Valdez trife. He was weary of that power, though. That's what people are talking about, bro. And unfortunately for him, it is an excuse for Emanuel Navarrete. It is an excuse for his promoter. It is a duck move. But if you're Shakur Stevenson, you got to make people have no choice but to fight you. And the way you give people no choice is that you get the fans to demand it. People demand that Devin Haney fight Tank Davis because of the way that he fight and the performance that he put on. People are demanding that Tank Davis fight Devin Haney because of how Devin Haney looked in the Regis fight. Fans will demand for you to get your opportunity against Lomachenko or you to get your opportunity against Emanuel Navarrete. You get your opportunity against Tank Davis. People will demand that if you put on entertaining performances. If you put on top-notch, top-level performances. Because guess what? You have proof of that. Remember when everyone was demanding that you fight Devin Haney? Remember when everyone wanted that fight? Not even a year ago. You know why people wanted that fight, y'all? People wanted that fight because Shakur Stevenson looked phenomenal against Sushino Sushi, California Roll. Stood in the pocket on his ass, made him miss, made him pay, dropped his ass, was right there putting in that work on him. And people were like, oh shit, Shakur might be stronger at 135. He looked like he got some crack at 135. This dude knocked out Nakatani, the same Nakatani that gave Teofimo all them problems. Shakur looked phenomenal. We want to see him in there with Devin. We want to see him in there with Tank. We want to see him in there with Loma. But then you fought Edwin De Los Santos, bro. So people got to understand, man, when your aspirations are a certain level, yes, you have a responsibility to entertain. And at the end of the day, from the business perspective, he's on his last fight with Top Rank. He's on his last fight with Top Rank. If they allow you to fight Navarrete and you go out the door, then what? You done gave one of their more popular fighters down there in the lower weight classes a loss, and then you just took your belt and left. You got to see this play coming, and you got to be like, you know what? Whoever they put for me, I'm with that shit. I'm with that shit. Like, whoever they give me, I'm with that. I'm going to watch them, and then I'm going to get bigger fights in the future. But while Emanuel Navarrete is ducking, and he's clearly ducking, what's also true is that, Shakur, you got to put your best foot forward moving forward, bro. You can't have no more Nakathilas. You can't have no more Edwin De Los Santos. You can't get in there and be clearly more skilled than the fighter and just be okay with outpointing them. I feel like he could have sat down once he got Oscar Valdez, and he was clipping him with the check right hook, and Oscar Valdez couldn't get out the way of his straight left hand, and he was making Oscar Valdez fall short. Bro, stand right there. Stand right there and just tax his ass. Every time he make a mistake, tax his ass. Every time he reach, teach his ass. That's the next level for him. So I see what the GWOAT is saying, but respectfully, I disagree with him. No one's asking for rock'em sock'em robots out of that young man. We want the offense to match the defense. The same way it did for you, Claressa, when you fought Savannah Marshall. Those are the types of performances that we're expecting. That's what we want as fight fans. Like, yes, be a defensive wizard, but being a defensive wizard don't mean just laterally moving around the arena the whole goddamn time. What Claressa Shields did against Savannah Marshall, that was defensive wizardry. She was swimming without getting wet and beating and catching Savannah Marshall in between everything she even thought about throwing. We want to see shit like that from Shakur. And guess what? If he fights like that and we saw shit like that from him, then now people will be demanding. More people will be demanding. Hell no, Emanuel Navarrete. You going up to fight who? Nah, you gotta see Shakur. Diehards and Shakur fans are still demanding that shit, but you get the casuals by your entertainment value. And his entertainment value is down there somewhere where my feet at, bro. He gotta bring that shit up. And showing lateral movement, out feinting somebody and out jabbing somebody, bro. Your highlights on your fight, when your highlights of your fight when your highlight reel of your fight is you doing foot feints and throwing jabs, it's gonna be hard for you to get people in the ring with you, bro. It's gonna be hard for you to get people in the ring with you. We need some pull counters, some slip and rip hooks, some goddamn shoulder roll uppercut counters and shit. Some mean, nasty 1-2 combinations, 2-1 combinations. We need people getting pieced up. So Shakur Stevenson's performance against Edwin De Los Santos and his mouth with being so open about being on his last deal of Top Rank, being free agent season and shit. When you let the cat out the bag that you looking to entertain any and everything, what did you think Bob was going to do? You thought he had your best interest at heart? What you think Jay Prince was going to do? You think they got your best interest at heart? Of course they going to pull the rug out from under your dog and try to give you a lesser name that's a more dangerous fight for you. Because Emanuel Navarrete, bro, that's a showcase fight for you. Let's just keep it 100 today, y'all. That's a showcase fight. Why would Top Rank give you a showcase fight in your last fight unless you resign to them? A showcase fight where you can piece Emanuel Navarrete up. Got his Mexican fans in there, so you building your name and shit. You catching him on the way in. He can't do shit with you. You clearly outpointing him and shit, shining on him. Beating him up to the body, bro. They not trying to make you look good on your last fight if you ain't coming back. They trying to make you look bad. They trying to hurt your value. Didn't you just see it with your big bro, Terrence Bud Crawford? I could have bought a mansion in Beverly Hills with all the money that I left on Terrence Crawford when Terrence was on his way out the door. Didn't you see it with Terrence Crawford when they tried to offer Sean Porter a lowball offer of $1 million? Didn't you see that already, bro? So, of course they pulled this move on you with Emanuel Navarrete, but guess what? They're going to try to put you in there with somebody that they think is better than him, that they think can beat you. And I believe it might be Raymond Muratalla. And if it is, it's your perfect opportunity to show the world I ain't boring. I ain't boring. I'm like that. And I'm going to show you I'm like that. And get this stigma up off you, bro. But I hate that Shakur is not getting this opportunity against Emanuel Navarrete. It is a 100% duck in my mind. But at the same time, you have been putting on lackluster performances lately, bro. You want people to demand the fights that you say you want. You want people to demand that they see you on a Saturday night primetime main event. All that shit. You want to be that next superstar? You got to start watching dudes. And that don't even necessarily mean... That don't necessarily mean that you got to stop them. But people shouldn't be coming to your defense talking about, well, he clearly outboxed them. Okay. Okay, you know what else is clearly outboxing somebody? When you really piece them up and you can hit them and they can't hit you. But foot fighting and jabbing, bro, that's not going to get the job done to get you where you want to go. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Comment below, smash the like. I'll see y'all soon. Peace out.